Hi everyone. In today's lecture, we're going to talk about weight loss to basics and beyond, part one. And in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to cover part two and part three. You'll get to know what it is about as we move. A bit about me, just so you know, I'm not giving you any random information, it is reliable. I am a nutritionist. I have studied from Toronto Metropolitan University in Canada, and I work full time at design and diet design. I'm also interning at Zest Diabetes Care, and I just want to give you an idea about what derma design and diet. Um, you can look us up if you need any services. Okay, so diet design is a clinic slash a nutritionist center where we do everything to help you look good from the outside. We do cryotherapy, we do sculpting, body muscle toning. We also give you personalized, tailored diets just for you. And at Derma Design, we do everything skin and hair related. We do laser hair removal, we do chemical peels, we do PRP, everything that is going to make your skin and hair look nice. Okay. And if you need to contact me, if you want to get in touch with me, here's my Instagram handle, my website, and my phone number. Okay, moving on. Stuff that we are going to cover today. I'll give you a brief idea about what weight loss is and what is the difference between intentional and unintentional weight loss. I'll also give you like 5 basic rules that you need to follow if you want to lose some weight. Okay. And then at the end, just to help you retain some information and for me to get to know my audience, we are going to have a small Q&A session, and then we'll call it a day. Okay. What is intentional weight loss, and why did I write basics and beyond? Can anybody tell me what is intentional weight loss and what is unintentional weight loss? Any idea? Chat box is open if you want to drop some answers for me. Okay, I think my audience today is not as interactive as I was expecting you all to be. No problem. So, intentional weight loss is weight loss done deliberately, either to look nice or to maintain or improve health, or for aesthetic purposes, or just for self confidence. That is intentional weight loss. It is a sad fact, but even for mental conditions such as anorexia nervosa or bulimia, that is also categorized as intentional, because even though it is unhealthy, even though it is not giving you a specific like aesthetic quality that you're looking for, it is still done intentionally. Whereas unintentional weight loss is weight loss that happens due to a pre-existing condition such as diabetes or cancer. Certain cancers, not all, some cancers make you gain weight instead. Okay, and by basics and beyond, I mean today we are going to talk about basics, and in the next video, the next webinar, we are going to talk about what is apart from basics that is going to help you lose weight. Okay. um Now, this is my selling point. Prevention may be harder, but it is more rewarding than treatment. Before I get into all the basics of weight loss, I want to make sure that my audience is on the same page as me, and you really want to lose that. Pass your time. I want to motivate you. And this is something that I want to be upfront with you about. Are you a coward? You and I, we are not. We are not cowards. We are not going to give up. We want to lose weight, but we're making excuses every single day. Maybe I don't have time to put in the extra effort. Maybe my family judges me if I don't eat the way they expect me to. there are a lot of reasons why we just postpone, procrastinate on weight loss, even though you know that is the best option for you, even though you know that it is going to benefit you. Let me just tell you that because you have that excess weight, you're going to create problems for you that do not exist, that like cardiovascular problems, or maybe osteoarthritis. You're creating problems for you that is really very difficult to treat. And some problems such as diabetes, it cannot even be treated, it can only be managed. So whether you like it or not, it is harder, I understand, but prevention definitely more rewarding, more beneficial than treatment. And if at this point, if I'm unable to convince you, you're free to leave because then this webinar isn't for you. Okay, let's start with basic number one, energy balance. Now, what is energy balance? Why is this important? Why do I have to know about this? Energy balance is the relationship between the consume and the calories that you burn. Okay, you want to lose weight, you have to make sure that your body is consuming lesser calories than you are burning. And if you want to gain weight, you have to consume more calories than you are burning. Okay, so having more calories in, being more than calories out is called positive energy balance. And the amount of calories you consume, if that is less than the amount of calories that you're burning, that is a negative energy balance. And if these two things are equal, then you have an energy equilibrium. And to consume and to lose weight, we are going to focus on creating a negative energy balance. That is, we are going to burn more than we are eating. Okay, that is the first basic rule of losing weight. What we are going to do is we're going to create an energy deficit, not a surplus. All right. Hang on. Basic number two is control contributes to your rule number one, your basic rule number one of creating an energy deficit. To do that, you have to consume less, right? Or if you want to eat more stuff that is filling, then maybe focus on foods that are, you know, lesser calories. But we'll get into that in the next point. The first, right now, we are going to focus on portion. Portion control involves being mindful of how much food you consume at a meal and overall, rather than simply focusing on what you eat. Okay. So, for example, um, it is if you use a smaller plate, like the tips that I have given on the slide, if you use a smaller plate, you're tricking your brain into believing that you have consumed the same amount of food that you would consume otherwise if you like fill up your plate and have that much food on a regular size plate every single day. And if you switch this plate out to a smaller size plate, but you still consume the same amount of food on the plate, if you're like filling up your plate, let's say, your brain is tricked into thinking that it's the same amount, which is going to make you feel just as full, but it's going to be lesser food. Okay, it is so important because portion control sometimes, actually not sometimes, a lot of times people don't realize how much food they're consuming and how calorie dense these foods are. But let's not focus on the calorie part for now. And okay, so portion control is so important because, for example, milk. You're supposed to consume, let's say, 2 servings of milk a day based on your diet, your lifestyle. For example, it's just an instance. Um, so if you're supposed to consume 2 servings, but 2 servings is just like this much amount, and let's say your glass is this big, you tend to fill it up till here, right? You're consuming an extra serving, correct? That is contributing to more calories, right? So, and you a lot of people do this without even realizing it. So portion control is a very crucial aspect of living a healthy or pre-designed kind of lifestyle to keep your lifestyle in check, in your control, and especially for weight loss and weight maintenance. Okay, and it is also proven to improve digestion and overall health. Okay, now let me just give you an idea what is the difference between a portion and a serving. The portion is the entire amount that you consume. Serving, on the other hand, is defined by the dietary guideline. For example, you're consuming chapatis or rotis and you get like pre-packaged, pre-prepared kind of rotis. Okay, on the back of it, it might say one serving is equal to one chapati. Okay, but you eat 2 to 3 chapatis in one go. In that case, your serving is going to be one chapati. That is like an ideal explanation template used to give you an idea how much one chapati has nutrients, and the portion is the amount that you consume. It is specific to you. It is not used to define the nutrients in that item. Okay. Okay, and now coming to the tips, like I said, use smaller plates, smaller glasses, not for water though, for juices or for dairy items. Okay, drink more water because a lot of times your body gets confused with hunger and thirst. It You might feel that you are hungry, but you're actually just thirsty. Okay, so drinking more water doesn't only help you manage this problem, but it also keeps you a little full. It also hydrates you. It has other benefits. Okay, so focus more on drinking water and keeping yourself full with water instead of reaching out to food or snacks every time you feel hungry. Okay, and never eat from a container, because containers are usually deep, and you might feel that, oh, it's only so small, but it's actually really deep. Okay, so it helps you. It is a common problem when it comes to like portion control, because you don't realize how much you're actually eating when you eat from a container. Okay. And for me personally, when I'm eating from a container, it's usually just desserts or stuff like that. And I really need to have some portion. So might as well pull that stuff out on a plate and then I'll have it. Okay? Both learning from each other. All right. Basic number 3, avoid nutrient neglection. Like I said earlier, nutrient neglection is so common when you're eating large quantities, because you're either consuming too much of a certain nutrient or you're consuming too less of a certain nutrient. Okay, I have a brief idea about 2 to 3 food, your regional based. Here we have our traditional pyramid. Even with as much as I love this pyramid, I feel it does not give you an idea of how much you should eat of a specific food group. Okay? Although it covers every single nutrient, it gives you a very nice idea of how much carbohydrates you should have, which should be more than every other food item. It focuses on fruits and vegetables and healthy fats such as nuts and seeds. It gives you a very good idea, and the best part is it includes physical activity and recommends water. It's at 6 to 8 glasses of water. There are very few food guides out there that actually have water included in it, but the only problem that I have with this food guide is that it does not give you, a common person, an idea of how much of a certain nutrient or food group you should have. It gives you a comparison that you should have carbohydrates more than this specific, have this more than this kind of food, but it doesn't give you like an idea specifically for you. Correct. So because of that, I have included more food guide, which is the Canadian guide, and I love this so much because it's like a plate. It tells you how much you should have of fruits and vegetables on your plate, and how much of carbohydrates and how much of protein rich foods you should have on your plate. I love this so much, but there's one problem with this one as well, that it does not include a lot of dairy in it. Dairy is so important. Sunlight problems in that country, you should really have dairy to support your bone health. But whatever. Right now, we're just going to focus on how your plate should look like. Okay. So make sure that you do not neglect any kind of nutrient and of different foods on your plate. Make sure your plate is all colorful. More the colors, healthier you are going to be. Green, purple, blue, yellow, orange. Include all of it. These pigments, chlorophyll, anthocyanin, these pigments that give color to your fruits and vegetables, these are actually antioxidants. Have it as much as you can. And plus, the best part about fruits and vegetables, you don't have to worry about the calories. Okay. And while I'm still at this, if you're like me, you're going to want to explore it a little bit on like food guides, because if Indian and Canadian food guides are so different, maybe there are going to be other food guides out there that are also very different, who may probably more interesting than this one. If you want to explore more, explore the Mediterranean pyramid and the Maltese food guide. The Mediterranean pyramid is a little different because it includes wine in moderation. Now, I am not an advocate of having alcohol, but it is specific for their region and what suits best for their people, right? So that's interesting. And Maltese, it from what I remember, it does not include physical activity. That is the only reason why I did not pick it up for this lecture, but it is amazing. It is a very, very good food guide. Okay, let's just read what's on my screen here so I'm not missing anything. Half of your plates with fruits and vegetables, like I said already. Quarter of your plate with whole grains, quinoa, brown rice. You can also include other kinds of carbohydrate rich food items such as oats or even breads for that matter. But if you're trying to lose weight, I would suggest you avoid breads for a while. Okay. Next is quarter of your plate with protein, lean meats, bean, tofu, Greek yogurt. Because that little thing I see, I'm assuming that is Greek yogurt, unless you have a different opinion. Let me know if you do. The chat box is always open for you. Next is include healthy fats such as avocados, nuts, olive oil, and make water your drink of choice. Which my next water is a nutrient. Well, I know it comes as a surprise. It does not look like a nutrient, but it is something, a compound that your body needs, and that makes water a nutrient. Okay. Benefits of water, apart from stuff that you already know, like thermoregulation, or maybe providing an like a mode for your electrolytes. Right. Apart from these things, water also has the benefits which are specific to your digestive system, and it promotes weight loss, which are helps control appetite. Thirst is often mistaken for hunger, like I said already. It boosts metabolism temporarily and replaces high calorie beverages like soda and juice. If you consume any kind of drink besides water on a high amount, like if you can, let's say you're having Pepsi or like Coke for twice a day, don't do that. If you want to lose weight, don't do that. And if you're having, let's say, Coke Zero, or if you're having, um, what's the other one? Zero and Diet Coke, even though it does not have sugar in it with the same amount, it still has artificial sweeteners, which, although do not have the same amount of calories as sugar, maybe they're not as high calorie dense, they're still not very good for you. I would rather have you take sugar than other kind of artificial sweeteners, because there are some that are also known to be carcinogens, which are like cancer inducing. Try switching out these artificial juices, high calories, with water. Maybe freeze your water, have really cold water if that's what you like. and then slowly bring it down to regular temperature water, because cold water isn't exactly the best for you either. But you get the idea. And drink 2 to 3 liters of water daily, or more if active. Start your day with a glass of water and drink before meals. Yes, drink before meals because it fills you up to a certain extent, which prevents you from eating a lot. And start your day with a glass of water because you've slept for like 7 or 8 hours, or how much ever you sleep. You've been dehydrated this entire time. Give your body some water to start its procedures, like its different systems, okay? And when I say 2 to 3 liters of water daily, I don't really mean just water, okay? Like you don't really have to focus on drinking 2 to 3 1 liter bottles of water. Don't do that. When you're eating fruits and vegetables, you're cooking food, you're adding water to that as well. It may not be a crazy high amount, but it does contribute to this recommendation. All right. What is sleep and hormones? In my last video about fasting, I have already talked about it. But I will give you an idea again. Watch that video. When you do not get sleep in sync with your circadian rhythm, which is your internal clock, your body disrupts its hormones such as cortisol, melatonin, basically your sleep and your awake hormones. And these hormones further disrupt your ghrelin and leptin cycles. Now, ghrelin is the hunger hormone, which means when you haven't eaten for a bit, your body is hungry for nutrients. Your ghrelin hormone is produced, which means it stimulates appetite, it makes you hungry, it makes you want to eat food, okay, or water. It, and leptin, on the other hand, is an appetite suppressing hormone. So when you are hungry, when your ghrelin levels are very high, you consume food, your ghrelin levels go down and your leptin levels go up, which is the satiety hormone. Now you're satiated, you do not want more food, okay. And leptin also helps in preventing overeating. These two hormones get disrupted, should be produced in. It confuses your body in food, or maybe you need to have foods. You want to have sugary foods. You want to have carbohydrate-rich foods, which it makes you eat unhealthy junk food, because whatever's easy to reach, whatever's readily available, you'll have that in moments like that. Okay. Um, Solution for this is aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, uninterrupted, decent, nice sleep per night in sync with your circadian rhythm to regulate hormones and support weight management. And a tip here is staying awake late in the night disrupts fasting and promotes hunger realization. Now, this is something that I personally experienced. That is why I have included here, because I know there are a lot of night owls out there. I know there are a lot of people in this audience that stay up at night. We like to watch Netflix. We like to do our work in the middle of the night. Whoever's like that, maybe send a raised hand in chat. I want to see if there are people like me in my audience. And staying up at night disrupts this fasting. There's like meant to be kind of fasting that you have to go through every single night. Now, this fasting doesn't only regulate your hunger hormones, it participates in a lot of systems in your body, which includes inducing autophagy, which is dead cell death, like useless stuff. You know, there are a lot of a lot of processes in your body that take place when you're asleep. And when you do that, when you don't let your body sleep, you're disrupting that cycle, you're disrupting that fasting, you're disrupting things that you're meant to do. That's what your body is structured for. All right. And because now you're awake and now you're not fasting the way you're supposed to be, you realize you're hungry. And what do? You get up, you go to the kitchen, grab a new snack. So, what happens here? You're consuming more calories than you're supposed to. You're eating the wrong kind of food. You're disrupting your portion control. You're basically ruining all the progress you've made so far. All right. So to make sure that you're not indulging in increased cravings and overeating and disrupting your portion control, and you're neglecting um, good nutrients, try to sleep early, try to sleep on time. Okay. Now, five is exercise and NEAT. Now, exercise, you already know that it's so important for weight loss, but some people to take the easy way out. They want to look for the easier, convenient. Maybe I'll go get cryotherapy. Maybe I'll go get M sculpt. Maybe I'll get like artificial muscle toning. I don't want to indulge in exercise. I don't want to put so much effort, and I don't want to sweat. Who wants to go out in the sun? Yeah, I know. You'll do these things. You'll think about these things. I know. So what you're going to do to lose weight is just indulge in making your body active. You don't really have to do some crazy workout. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to do things you don't like. You just have to be active. Okay. And now being active can be done in two ways: NEAT and exercise. Now I'm going to explain aerobic and anaerobic exercise. So if you don't know already, pay attention. Aerobic exercise is when you are indulging in like physical activity, but you're also doing it in a way that your body gets enough oxygen. Okay, maybe if you go for a jog, maybe if you're just you know going up and down the stairs, you know it's as simple as that. You don't really have to go out of your way to indulge in aerobic exercise, but you can just like take the stairs. That's easy, right? It maybe takes a few extra seconds, maybe it's a little hard for your legs if you're completely out of shape. I hope you're not, but it's as simple as that. Okay. um And anaerobic exercises are exercises or physical activities that you do not require a lot of oxygen, like weightlifting, or some of the exercise that you do in gyms, okay, or some kind of runs that require you to like go from one point to a short distance in like a very small amount of time. You don't have to do such crazy workouts. I don't want you to do it. I mean, unless you're interested, obviously. But just indulge in some kind of aerobic exercise. Let yourself have enough oxygen, enough blood circulation that your fat breakdown begins. Okay. Now, NEAT is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Thermogenesis means heat production in your body, and non-exercise means little things you do, like maybe talking on. You don't even realize you're doing these things. Not even difficult. NEAT is also the factor that decides your BMR or your RER, like your resting energy expenditure. Okay. And you don't realize it, but small movements add up and can significantly increase your daily calorie burn, how much calories you're burning. And when you exercise and increase your non-exercise activity, your BMR or your metabolism goes up. And when your metabolism goes up, you're burning more calories than you even realize that you're burning. Okay. Increase your metabolism and see how that fat goes away. Lastly, okay, and then before we get into the honorary mention, not gain that weight in one day, and you won't lose it in one day either. Be patient with yourself. Okay. Don't force yourself to lose weight very, very quickly, because if you do that, that bounce back up. That is what yo-yo dieting is. Through fat diets, you do keto, you do crazy diets, crazy workouts, you do artificial procedures, and what happens when you stop doing it? That all that weight comes right back. So you have to understand, gradual increase can only be combated by gradual decrease. Okay. And lastly, all of this cannot happen without you, your willpower. You have to control your impulses. In my culture, we say nafs. We have to control our impulses. We have to ourselves what we are in for, what is going to be the outcome of all this restriction. Maybe you don't have to restrict yourself. Maybe you can just develop sustainable habits. We'll get into that. Give me 1 second. Maybe you don't have to make this journey very difficult for you, but at the end of the day, to stop yourself from eating things or doing things that are not going to be beneficial for you, it is all in your head. It is all your willpower. It is, at the end of the day, a mental exercise more than a physical exercise. Okay. And you have to change your mindset that all of this, you did not sign up for everything. It is not going to go away in one day. And to achieve this progress, you have to be consistent. You have to control yourself. You have to do things that are right for you. You have to choose. You have the option in your hands. Okay. So change your mindset that this is a journey. This is not just something you can start in one day, finish in 10 minutes. It doesn't work like that. Be consistent instead of trying to achieve perfection. Okay. And habits, build sustainable ones. What does sustainable mean? Every time I watch a video, everybody says sustainable. What does this actually mean? Sustainable means something that you can do over time, something that you can do consistently without making it like very difficult for you. Okay. So sustainable, you're thinking about the future. You're thinking about your future self. Will she be able to do it? Will he be able to do it? Okay. So build habits that you will be able to do it without making it taxing for yourself. Okay. It is all you, me, or any doctor or an external help. We won't be able to do anything to help you unless you really want to do it. I have a few questions for you. And I really hope you can answer these questions for me in the chat box, because I want to get to I want to see that you guys are retaining the information that I this lecture, all right? Number 1, which benefit of intentional weight loss resonates most with you? Health, appearance, increased activity. Can anybody answer this for me? What do you want to lose weight for? Is it for your health? Is it for appearance? Or if you just want to, look, have a toned body, or you just want to achieve that it girl body? I'm waiting. There are like 179 people on this webinar right now watching me. Can I have at least 1.79 people reply? Hmm, very disappointing. Okay, you have the questions in front of you. Is there any question that you would want to thank you? Can you reply instead of just saying yes? What do you want to achieve weight loss for? Is it for health? Is it for appearance? Is it to motivate other people? What would be your reason to lose weight? Okay. Overall well being. Okay, so that's for health, right? Okay. Do you think it's harder to achieve a negative energy balance by eating less or by moving more? Are you can you achieve a negative balance, that is more energy output, less energy input, by eating less or by burning the calories more? By maybe working out, maybe going for a run. What do you think is harder, eating less or working out more? Moving more is harder. Hmm. Okay. Maybe that's just an excuse. Maybe you have the time, maybe you have the will, you're just not convincing yourself enough to do it. Or maybe you have other problems that you can not deal with. Maybe you have arthritis, or in cases like that, see a dietitian. They can give you a very calorie deficit but good for you kind of diet. Okay, what are you going to do to control portion sizes? I just discussed three tips. I just want to know if you remember what I discussed earlier. Any tip that you remember that I mentioned to control portion sizes? Small plate. And the other two were hydration by drinking water and by not eating out of containers. Okay. Then there's is creating a calorie deficit enough to lose weight and be healthy. No, it is not. Calorie deficiency can also be done by not including carbohydrates or proteins and fats, and these nutrients are very important for you. They are called macronutrients for a reason. All right. So, by just creating a calorie deficiency is not going to make you healthy. It might contribute to you losing weight, but that is not what we are here to achieve. Okay, we are trying to lose weight and be healthy, because losing weight and then causing problems for your bones and your muscles, causing muscle loss, it's not going to benefit to you in any way. All right, so lose weight, be healthy by doing it the right way. Okay, what is your drink of choice, your favorite way of staying hydrated? Can somebody tell me? Would you rather drink Coke, or would you have fruit juices, or would you have smoothies? Smoothies are not exactly just water, but I can still consider it. Anything. What is your drink of choice? What do you like to drink? Milkshakes, protein shakes? I don't have all day. Guess nobody wants to answer that question. Is it too personal? Okay, next. Which hormones are affected by poor sleep and then disrupt eating patterns? Ghrelin and leptin, the hunger hormone and the satiety hormone, the appetite increasing hormone and the appetite suppressing hormone. Okay, so it's ghrelin and leptin, the two hormones. Okay, which need activity do you think could be easiest for you? Taking the stairs, walking while on calls, or stretching during work? Can I just want to get to know you? It's not a very difficult question. What do you think is easiest for you to adopt? And to make it easier for you, I have given you three options: taking the stairs, walking while on calls, or stretching during work. Okay, I'll just answer this question. No problem. I think walking while on calls is easy for me. But then sometimes I kind of get short of breath and I would rather just sit and talk on call than walk around. But I think it's important. So I will try to walk more when I'm on calls. Maybe it'll increase my lung capacity and then I won't feel so short of breath. Okay. Can you give me examples of changes you will bring to your daily life to motivate yourself to lose weight? Maybe switch out artificial sweets such as pastries and stuff, the stuff that you need to make with maybe dates or papayas. You know, these fruits, they are very sweet. Maybe with strawberries because I love strawberries. What's a small habit that you could start today and move towards your health improving? What is a very small habit that you can start doing today? Any ideas? Something that you want to start doing and improve your health? A very just 1%, just one step. Okay, drink more water, hydration. Not bad. What else? 5K steps every day. Okay, but will you really do it? That is not a habit. Habit is something you do without even after everything that I've said so far, everything we have discussed, if you have any questions, now would be the right time to ask me. Anything that I can help you with. I'm going to wait for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. If you have any questions after this, you can DM it to me or send me an email. And if not, if you don't like typing, give me a call. I'm still available on calls, okay? And thank you very much. You can scan this QR and avail. Oh, it's on the wrong side. Okay, I have to scan it. Scan this, avail some good services with us, and I will see you in the next week. And we are going to get a little deeper with more weight loss steps, things you can do apart from the basics. All right. Thank you very much. Goodbye now.